Well, hello there YouTube, this is Mr. Gibson Guy and welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, nice to have you here. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, leave me a like and share this with your friends. My channel is mostly about film photography, vintage photography, and looking at all sorts of different photo equipment, photo techniques, and photographs made with vintage stuff, because I have a lot of it and pretty good sized collection. You probably see some at the end of this. I have done several videos earlier on the Contax 139Q, and that's this camera here, and the big interest in the Contax cameras, which were made by Yashica in an agreement with Contax and Carl Zeiss, that they made their own set of Carl Zeiss lenses. And those lenses are what is the big interest in Contax. Don't get me wrong, this is a fine camera. It's really one of my favorites. A great little camera. It had some problem with it, which we'll discuss here today. But the big interest is in the lenses. For one thing, the lenses like the ones you see here are very high quality professional lenses. They're kind of expensive, and they have been for some time now, even when a lot of vintage stuff is getting expensive now, because there's interest in all of it. But the Contax lenses are very much in demand because the videographers love to use these Carl Zeiss T lenses with their video cameras. So they adapt them, they can take out the clicks for the f-stops on them and kind of have the lenses redone so you can use them autofocus and built into the camera, and just the camera controlling everything on them for movie making or video making. And so these lenses can go for a lot of money. The collection that I have, I managed to get all of them at pretty good prices, and I'm actually thinking about, still considering getting a couple more. On the long end, they're not very expensive. And usually it's the short lens, because the videographers like the 20 millimeters and the 24 millimeters, and 28 and 35 starts getting too long for them, and they consider a 50 to be a super telephoto, because of the formats, I think, and the size of the image. But let me introduce you, in case you don't remember all of these. This is the planar. The planars are the Zeiss lenses they consider normals. This is a 50 millimeter f1.7 T-star. That's a little red star you see there. It's not Soviet. Some of these were made in West Germany, and the others in Japan. That's a 50 millimeter. This is the unusual size, a 25 millimeter f2.8, another distagon, another wide angle lens. And these things are going for crazy money these days too. This next one is another distagon. This is a 28 millimeter f2.8, and it looks pretty normal. It's kind of hefty. They use more aluminum and less plastic in these lenses. They're very sturdy, very well made. They weigh a little bit more, but you really get quality with these, and that's what has drawn so many people into getting one of these. This last distagon is the 35 millimeter f2.8. You can see there, got a nice little element on it. And so the three distagons, 25, 28, and 35. That's the wide angles. And this one is a planar, just like the 50 millimeter. You can see that this is this is my baby here, this one. This is the 85mm f1.4. Look at that. Not an f2.8, 2 stops faster, 4 times as much light getting to the film through this one than a regular f2.8 lens, which is what most lenses would be. So this is like, I've been using this for nighttime photography and got some really great images from it. Really cool lens, hard to find and expensive. So those are the planars. They consider that still a normal lens. And these are the sonars. This is the sonar 2.8, 135mm T-star. And then its bigger brother looks exactly the same, only grown bigger. This is the 200mm f3.5, so not quite one stop slower. There, yeah. So this has got some pretty good reach for it, and with that big front element, it takes in a lot of light. Now, that's the positive part, mostly, of the Carl Zeiss lenses that you can use with your Contax camera. By the way, the mount for them is called a C/Y mount, Contax/Yashica, and they use the same lens mount on these Contax cameras as Yashica uses on their Yashica SLRs. These are made by Yashica, as far as I can tell. I started wondering about their auto winder, as you see in a minute, but that's something we'll have to find out. But these things are popular because of the lenses. You could conceivably, if you wanted to use Carl Zeiss lenses and save some money, you could buy a Yashica SLR and buy Contax lenses to go on it, because they're interchangeable. They will work. But most people would get the Contax, and in fact they might want to get the Contax and get a couple lesser lenses that are Yashicas, and then the lenses that they're really interested in using, get the Carl Zeiss lenses. I just went all Carl Zeiss. I didn't get a Contax lens because it kind of seems like wasted space if you have these already, to me anyway. But I told you there was one drawback that kind of started this this video, bringing me back onto the Contax equipment, and that is that, I'll take this off. Listen to this. This thing is heavy. It weighs more than the camera body does, and it's just an 85mm. But this is a really beautiful camera. When I got it, it was a really ugly camera. There's nothing wrong with the metal. That was all. It's not chipped up or anything. It's very sturdy. I guess it's black chrome. Or, I don't know if it's paint or it's chrome. It seems like it's a plating more than a paint. And it's been in really good shape. Stands up really well. A little bit of wear and tear at the very bottom, but hardly anything shows at all. So when I got it, it was a real mess, and that was the drawback to these Contax Yashica cameras, which were made 40 years ago. And that is that they put this really innovative, squishy leather skin that was very comfortable to hold when you got the camera, but it degrades horribly. In pretty short order, it started flaking off and just falling off into little black pieces, going everywhere that you went, and it just made a mess of everything. I'm looking in the lens mount and I can still see there's a little bit of black stuff that's from the original body that's still caught into the crevices here on the mount. So that was a big problem. But if you go online and you go to Hugo Studio, which is in Round Rock, Texas, you can get, this guy makes these things, a reskin kit. Looks like this. And you can see the finish here, how shiny. This is the same skin, only this is stuff that doesn't degrade like the old stuff did. There was something wrong with their formula, and so everybody bought it, and then the camera started looking ugly and falling apart. So you could get these things, like, I don't know, I got mine for, I think, 120 with the lens. The lenses themselves, when I got it, were starting at about 150 for the lens. Cameras, I'd seen these as low as 25 bucks. Kind of ugly looking, but perfectly working. And you get this kit. What you do is you peel off the old skin, what's left of it, and then you rub alcohol and clean it down. It breaks down the glue, and you can wipe it all off till you get a clean metal finish. It's all metal under here, just like it is on top. This is a metal camera, it's not a plastic camera. It's a serious pro camera. But you can put your replacement skin kit on it. It's really easy. This is the back one. It's got a little connector there, right at the top, over the Fujifilm here. I don't want to open this because I got film in it. And you just press it down, kind of put a little bit of water on it first so you can slide it around, get it right in position, let it dry for an hour or so, and you got a brand new looking camera. You feel like you did something worthwhile. It's too bad you didn't get it for 25 bucks when they were going for that. But these come in handy, so you can do that. So you can take a beautiful camera that got ugly, and you can make it beautiful again. Or you can just shoot it as it is, but then you're going to leave a trail of black cookie stuff. All right, so this, we know all about that. What I wanted to add on today is that there were other accessories that went with this camera, which were kind of outstanding. If I gave you some history, it would be that in 1976, Olympus came out with their OM2, the first OM2 model that didn't have an N after it, and that was the improvement that followed. But the OM2 was the first camera to feature through the lens flash metering, meaning that there was light meters inside the camera, that when you have the flash unit on it, the flash goes off, the camera light meter measures the flash off the film plane at the time of exposure, and when the flash has flashed bright enough, the camera turns the flash off, because the camera interconnects with the flash through the hot shoe. So it's got 3 poles on it and another on the side, so that you have complete accurate flash control. Mostly the flash units you had a flash unit and it's got a little eye on it, and that reads what comes back to it. But if you're using like a 85mm lens and you're getting in close on your subject, your flash meter on the flash is just going to read the overall lighting of the room. But if you just have this on and you have through the lens metering of your flash, you get a very accurate exposure from something that the flash unit itself would just completely wash out. If you just use a regular flash that meters in the room just by the flashlight as it is. So that's the most accurate. And Olympus didn't actually invent it. It was originally started by Minolta, but Minolta didn't see any purpose in it. Well, who needs to measure during exposure? We always measure right before the exposure, and that works fine. Well, yeah, except then if you're talking about close-up stuff with a flash, then it's not fine at all. And so Olympus contracted with Minolta to use their through-the-lens flash metering, and so that's what the OM2 was, and the OM2N was the improvement over that. But when Olympus had that, everybody wanted Olympus camera because of that through-the-lens flash, And the only company that had it wasn't Minolta, it was Olympus, until just before 1980, when their contract ran out and they opened it up. The Nikon F3 and the Contax 137 and 139 had through the lens flash metering. And so that came on the scene, and oh boy, you either got an OM2 or you got an F3, or you could get a Contax 139 or the 137. So here is the Contax TLA-20, and this is their flash that goes with this camera. And one of the big things that happens to these is if the shoe is sturdy and somebody knocks this thing, the part of the foot gets broken off. This little part that connects to the shoe right here goes in here. And this one, go close, see if you can see it. It's got a little bit of a bend in it right along here. And you can see it's still connected, but it's kind of messed up. But I have been real careful with it, and I can carefully slide it in left and right until it's all the way on, and it'll work. So this is the, notice there's no electric eye here. There's no light meter in this flash. It's completely controlled by the camera, and that's called through the lens flash. We're going to use that in a minute. But there's another feature. I'll show you two of these because they're so similar. This is the Minolta Auto Winder D, and right above it you see the Contax 139 Winder 2, and it works with the Winder 1 or the improved Winder 2. And this is regular 6 volt 4 AA battery auto winder. The back of it, you see, looks very similar. They got the rewind control over here, and you got your on-off switch. Turn it on because I'm going to make it work once. And a little button that you press on this one to turn this, to press this thing up. This little button up here, just like this. Let's see, does this slide up? Oh, you gotta. There it goes. See the button? There. It slide up. And let's see. Here's the button. See it slide up there? So that's the pushes the rewind button. And I just noticed both of these tighten down the same way. They're exact same thing. The Minolta and the Contax, except that the Contax has a shutter button here. When I tried it, it didn't work. This stuff just came in, but the winder does still work, and we're going to make it work in just a minute and show you. And we use the flash and the winder. But the other thing I was going to show you is this is the skin that comes off, and they have the same thing. The kits that you can get the body, you can get the kits to do the back of the winder, the battery cover on the winder, that, a little rectangle there, and the front. This one's all down to the soft stuff. All the plastic's been torn off of it. It's just down to kind of like some felt stuff. But all that can be peeled off, and I'm going to order. I ordered from another company the recover for the Contax winder, which is supposed to match the same cover that's on the body that you replace. And the guy contacted me today. He's in Japan, and they are not shipping anything until they get their tariffs straightened out. So I have to go to my buddy here, Hugo Vernaza in Texas, and guess see if he has a kit that I can redo this one here. But this is what the camera bodies were looking like, actually like this. You can see where the black stuff stays on there. See that? It's really unsightly, and a beautiful camera that it makes really ugly. But it's just here for the purpose of you all to be able to see this. So now this attaches the same way. Yeah, it's got the little double fork here that goes into here. That's your motor drive coupling, or auto winder coupling. And fold this down. That's the key, so I can turn that and line up the pins on everything. There, I got that on there. All right. This is turned on. I'll put the lens on. Red with red. All right, there's my lens. And this is, I want to do this carefully because I don't want to break that shoe off. Foot, whatever they call it. Get it started. There, I have to do it so I can push it from behind. Yeah, it goes on easily. So, see that? It works. Now, you can watch. I'm going to take a picture here because this does have film in it. Okay, this is on. This is go. Now, see, it's got this button here. And if you hold it like this, if you're doing a vertical image, you can press that button, just like that, to take a picture. But I'm going to use it this way because this button doesn't seem to be making a contact. But this one, the regular shutter button, does. And let's see how this works here. The viewfinder is unbelievably good on this thing. You should see what this lens does here. All these Canons and Nikons and Olympus. Oh, come on. You worked. You worked before. Come on. Do it for me. Well, I did before. Must be, maybe the batteries are weak. You did see the flash, so the flash worked. Okay. There it goes. Now the button decided to work. So that's it. Let me try it like this. One more shot. Oh man, I've never seen a viewfinder as sharp as this. This lens has something to do with it too. All right, let's go. No, you're not doing it. All right, start again. Regular button. And now it unwinds. So that's what it did before. So I've spent got a couple of shots of my camera collection. But we've got all the shots done on this flash, measured through the camera, and there, turned off. So thanks for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Kind of fun showing off new stuff, and eventually I will get that winder cover, and I'll make a video of putting the cover on the winder and how much fun that is. So it'll look like this one, Minolta. All right, until the next one, this is Mr. Gibson Guy, and I'll see you on the next one.